Welcome to today's Explainer. I'm absolutely thrilled to share this with you because we're looking at an event that completely changes how we view history, faith, and, well, the cosmos itself. Today, we are exploring the Ascension of Jesus Christ. If you've ever thought of the Ascension as just a quiet fading out at the end of a movie, get ready for a massive paradigm shift. We're going to dig into the sources and discover how this event was actually the coronation of a cosmic king. Okay, let's dive into this. Did Jesus just, go on a heavenly vacation? In a lot of popular thought, the resurrection is the big finale, and the ascension is just Jesus taking his bow, leaving Earth, and heading off to take a well-deserved break up in the clouds. But as the texts we're exploring today show us, the ascension isn't an ending at all. It's actually a vibrant, super dynamic beginning. Here's the roadmap for our explainer today. First, we'll dismantle that whole heavenly vacation myth. Second, we'll look at the royal coronation. Third, we'll explore his ongoing role as our great high priest. Fourth, we'll see how this was the ultimate Pentecost trigger. And finally, we'll wrap up with a promise of return. Section 1. Not a heavenly vacation. A new active role. Our sources are crystal clear on this. They state, Christ did not die and get resurrected to go on a vacation forever. Rather than some kind of cosmic retirement, his resurrection and ascension led directly to an active, vital new role in heaven. His earthly ministry might have wrapped up, sure, but his redeeming work was really just shifting locations. He moved from the earthly realm into the heavenly tabernacle to continue working on our behalf. Moving right along to Section 2, the royal coronation and what it means to be seated at the right hand. So, if he's not just kicking back and resting, what exactly is he doing? Well, the answer lies in Psalm 110, verse 1, which is arguably the absolute most crucial ancient prophecy for understanding the ascension. The early Christians relied on this text constantly. Sit at my right hand. You see, in the ancient world, sitting at a monarch's right hand wasn't just a fancy symbol of honor. It literally signified equality and active rule. Jesus wasn't just floating away into the sky. He was fulfilling this ancient decree. God was seating him at his right hand in the heavenly places, officially appointing him to a place of cosmic authority as the reigning king. And that brings us to a really fascinating theological concept, the moonish triplex, or the threefold office. Historical confessions teach that the Messiah fulfills three specific roles: prophet, priest, and king. By ascending to the right hand of the Father, Jesus officially steps into the absolute fullness of this eternal kingship. He isn't ruling by a democratic referendum. He occupies the supreme seat of cosmic authority. The fallen throne of David is permanently, officially restored in the heavenly places. Section 3. Our great high priest, the ultimate intercessor. Now, what's really interesting about this is how the sources draw a sharp contrast between the old earthly Levitical priests and Jesus. He isn't just a king ruling from afar. He's intimately involved with us as a priest. Think about it. The earthly high priests had a temporary job. They had to offer repeated sacrifices year after year. They couldn't look directly at the presence of God, and eventually, they died. But Jesus, the great high priest, is eternal. He offered a perfect, once-for-all sacrifice. Because his atoning work was completely finished, he could literally pass through the heavens and sit down. And because he is eternal, his priesthood never, ever ends. Let's talk about the practical comfort this actually offers. As our ultimate intercessor, Jesus carries the raw, real human condition directly to God's throne. Our sources emphasize that he was tempted in all points, yet remained without sin. Because of this, he deeply, personally sympathizes with our specific human struggles. We don't have a priest who goes on vacation or gets tired of our needs. He always lives to make intercession for us. When our actions fall short, his loving words on our behalf stand absolutely firm before the throne of God. It's an incredibly active, daily advocacy. Section 4. The Pentecost trigger, empowering the church. And this brilliantly illustrates how the ascension connects directly to the power of the church. The timing is just brilliant. Jesus is resurrected at Passover. For 40 days, just over a month, he stays to teach his disciples about the kingdom. Then the ascension occurs. He is taken up. Just a few days later, exactly 50 days after Passover, we hit Pentecost and the descent of the Holy Spirit. The source texts make it super clear that Luke intentionally connects these events. The ascension wasn't just some random departure. Actually, scratch that. It was the absolute prerequisite for the Holy Spirit descending. So, the crucial point is this. The ascended king distributes gifts to his people. Just like an ancient, victorious king would step onto his throne to actively rule and pour out gifts upon his subjects, Jesus taking his heavenly throne was the necessary trigger for pouring out the Holy Spirit on believers. The power of God, made manifest at Easter and the Ascension, is officially, finally bestowed upon the people. But what does this gift actually do? Well, the Spirit, sent by the ascended Christ, empowers believers for public witness. It guides the ongoing mission of the church. At Pentecost, we literally see it breaking down human and linguistic barriers, transforming a group of waiting, questioning disciples into bold, fearless messengers. The Ascension means that what Jesus began to do on earth, he continues to do right now, today, through his Spirit. This is sustaining, dynamic power available in our daily lives. Finally, Section 5, the promise of return, a massive guarantee. You see, the Ascension doesn't just look backward to the resurrection, or even just to our present empowerment. It looks forward to our ultimate hope. Acts chapter 1, verse 11 says, "This same Jesus will come back in the same way you have seen him go into heaven." Those are the words of the angels to the disciples as they watch Jesus ascend. And that is a massive guarantee. The exact same king who ascended in a cloud of divine glory isn't gone forever. No way. He will visibly return. When we compare his departure with his future return, a really striking parallel emerges. The Ascension is a departure in the clouds, where Jesus takes his exalted heavenly throne. The second coming is a return in the clouds, where he gathers his elect. The imagery of his departure perfectly mirrors the prophetic imagery of his return. The Ascension is essentially the down payment, the absolute ironclad guarantee of his future arrival to finally and fully restore all things. It brings perfect narrative closure and incredible future hope. We've covered a ton of ground today, completely reframing the Ascension from a passive ending to an active, ongoing reign. So I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. How does living under the reign of an active, returning king change your mission today? If he's interceding for you right now, and if he sent his Spirit to empower you right now, how does that shift your daily perspective? Think on that as you go about your week. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep exploring.